King Frog Studios.
The date is January 24th, 1848. John Sutter, a Swiss businessman turned tradesman, has been setting into his new life in California. At his fort at the future site of Sacramento, Sutter's laborers, James Wilson Marshall and James S. Brown, are hard at work building a sawmill when Marshall makes a peculiar discovery.
And done. Huh? Boys, we have got her now. Brown, look at this! Gold! Captain Sutter! Captain Sutter!
Yes, Mr. Marshall.
Why, sir, you're going to be rich. Why, I hold in my hand here...
Stop this tomfoolery, Mr. Marshall. Now, what are you on about?
Gold, sir!
Gold? Let's see. Let me see.
There, I have a whole nugget.
Tastes like chicken. It's gold. It is gold. Why, Mr. Marshall, you're a genius. You're going to make me rich. Now, you must promise me not to tell another man about this.
Yes, sir. Well, as we know, the news of the discovery stayed anything but confidential. News of the gold discovery spread like wildfire. It quickly reached the ears of Mr. Sam Brannan and Mr. Charles Smith, the joint owners of a store by the town of Sutter's Fort, California.
Howdy. Your gold comes to 205.
I don't have any money. Can I pay gold?
Gold? Reckon so. Charles, why is it that so many people are using gold to buy their things these days?
Well, I heard that they found gold over in the American River. Sam! Sam!
Is he just playing tricks on me? Hogwash! It's gold! It's gold!
Gold from the American River!
Where have you been?
It's true, Charles. There's gold. All of San Francisco knows it.
Go to next town. Buy all their mining equipment, pick shovels, the lot. I don't want to see you get back here until we're the biggest supplier.
Yes, sir.
Of mining stuff.
Gentlemen, I bring you good news from California. Each one of you has before you the greatest opportunity of your lifetimes to earn your fortunes, for gold has been found in abundance in San Francisco.
The legendary
tales soon reached the East Coast. Thomas Lincoln, the consul of Monterey, wrote to Secretary of State James Buchanan to describe the gold discovery and of the already underway gold rush. Lincoln also sent messengers to the eastern cities to spread the word.
On December 5th, 1848, the news was verified by President James K. Polk in his State of the Union address.
The explorations already made warrant the belief that the supply is very large, and that gold is found in various places in an extensive district of country.
The western migration, already underway, was only bolstered by the prospect, pun intended, of striking, pun intended, it rich in the goldfields of California. In the spring of 1849, nearly 30,000 miners converged in Missouri, waiting for the spring thaw so that they could begin the voyage to California. Those looking for gold began to pour into California from all parts of the globe, from Mexico to Australia, with a full third of the miners being immigrants. China was one of the biggest sources of immigrants, from which thousands and thousands of miners came to escape an economic slump in the province of Guangdong, which is near what is now Hong Kong.
When the miners reached California, they immediately began to search for gold. that man could make $10 today.
Of the gold rush, over $10 million worth of gold was drawn from the soil of California. However, the fabled riches of the gold haul only came true for a tiny fraction of the miners. Most of the miners lost their shirts, and often their lives as well. Disappointment and frustration were nearly universal throughout the camp.
Hey Sheldon, what you writing?
Just a letter home.
What's it say?
There is a good deal of sin and wickedness going on here. Stealing, lying, swearing, drinking, gambling, and murdering. There is a great deal of gambling carried on here. You get the idea. Signed, S. Schufelt.
Let's face it, boys. We'll never get home. We ain't got a bit of gold to get home from.
Yeah, all the mining companies are gonna get it all.
We're all gonna die here.
Yeah, let's all just go home.
We don't got a dime from the gold to take us home.
I know, we're all broke. If we stay, we're gonna die. We should go home. Best idea.
Okay.
I think we should go home.
The foreign miners fared even worse than the Americans. Met with intense nativist criticism, foreign miners were openly discriminated against in the Foreign Miners Tax, passed in 1850.
Mr. Rodriguez, are you an immigrant?
Si, senor.
From now on, you and all other immigrant miners will be required to pay $10 a month to mine in California.
And I am no longer a miner.
Tens of thousands of miners were forced out of California by this new tax, equal to about $200 per month today. At the same time, individual miners were facing competition from mining companies that could collect much more gold than their pans and sluices could. More and more gold was dug up, peaking at $81 million worth in 1852. But by this point, the gold rush was starting to end as industrial mining took over.
John Sutter's fort was destroyed and most of his land was overrun by gold miners. He was forced to transfer ownership of what remained to his son in the midst of the gold rush, but was driven to ruin when his home was destroyed by an arson attack by one of his own men. Moving to Pennsylvania, he asked Congress to repay him after his devastating losses. He received nothing and died 2 days after Congress adjourned. James Marshall, like his boss, was hurt by the gold rush rather than helped by it. Due to factors all caused by the gold fever that he accidentally initiated, he was successively forced out of business as a prospector, sawyer, vintner, and miner. Homeless and without friends, Marshall became an alcoholic supported by a state pension for his contributions to California history. He was stripped of his pension in the late 1870s, becoming a blacksmith and living in a hotel. He died alone, despised, and miserable in 1885. Samuel Brannan, unlike most of those associated with the gold rush, made out extremely well initially. By having bought all of the mining supplies in the area, he ensured a monopoly on a much-needed market sector. His philanthropy and establishment of a police force in San Diego earned him further praise and popularity. He bought out his business partner, Charles Smith, and became the first millionaire in the western United States. However, he flamboyantly showed off his wealth in the purchase of a massive estate that would lead to his being shot and partially paralyzed in a property dispute. He was thrown out of the Mormon church for embezzling tithes, went through a hugely expensive divorce, and became a severe alcoholic. He died broke and forgotten in 1889.